Hey guys, it's Kaylee. I am back with another thrift haul. If I sound a little off today, it's number one, I forgot my mics, but also I lost my voice a few days ago and it is just now recovering. So I'm going to do my best to be loud enough for you guys. Let me actually lift you up here. But I wanted to do a thrift haul. It's been a little bit since I filmed one and I got some good stuff today at the bins. If you guys are new to the channel, I go to many different places to source items. One is regular thrift stores. Sometimes we hit up consignment shop sales, and then also the Goodwill outlet, the bins, where we have been going a lot recently because we are trying to lower cost of goods and pick up a bulk amount of items. We also do wholesale. A lot of people have offered to be wholesalers for us, which means they have a Goodwill outlet in their area where they can find goods for cheap, source for us, and then offer those items to us at an additional cost. So that's been really awesome as well. So it's a combination of wholesaling, thrift stores, Goodwill bins, and occasionally some consignment sales. If you're interested in wholesaling for us, we've also done death piles, storage unit buyouts, stuff like that. We have created some awesome relationships with people all over the United States. It has been an awesome way to get product for myself, but also provide an additional source of income for those people that just prefer to source and not to list. So we are looking for more wholesalers or potential buyouts. If anybody is interested, I thought I would share that in today's video. But today, November 13th, we went to the Goodwill outlet and we got a ton of, let me show you first the ones that need wash because otherwise I'm going to forget about it. This is going to be a mix of style-based sourcing, factor stacking, and high sell-through rate bolos. I found all three of those today at the bins, so I'm very excited to show you those. This first one is a Y2K piece. It is probably my favorite style to be sourcing right now, and this is a great brand to pick up in Y2K stuff. This is an Abercrombie & Fitch smocked tunic baby doll top. What makes it a baby doll top is this empire waist right here. And yeah, these longer length, I've noticed like a lot of Y2K stuff is longer length, whether it's a top like this or more fitted top, but it can be an indication of a Y2K style. Super stretchy, very dainty details. Abercrombie & Fitch is definitely a bolo in the Y2K space. And I think I'm going to list that one. There's a tiny little spot on it. As long as that comes out for about $30 to $35 has been the average. This is also an item that needs a little scrub. It has a couple deodorant marks on it, which is why I think somebody left it, but not me, because we're going to get it washed up. It is a Free People more substantial piece item. I have been very picky with Free People lately just because it's oversaturated, so I try to stick to very specific styles or outerwear. More substantial pieces. This one is a more substantial piece. It is a very oversized, it's one of those, I call them puzzle pieces. Hooded, very artsy, like waffle thermal, asymmetric sweaters. It's very cool. It's got like a waffle thermal grungy look to it, and it's snap open and closed. I gotta look up the exact style to this, but in Free People, thermal stuff is very trendy during this time of the year. Those deodorant marks I know are going to come out, but I'm guessing we'll probably list that for about $35 to $40. It's been really cool to me as we've been sourcing at the bins that my average sale price actually doesn't go down sometimes at all, but if it does, very, very small amounts. So it's pretty cool that we're still able to find pretty high ASP stuff and it all averages out. Next up, we found a couple of figs. This is one of my favorite scrubs brands to get. Actually, it's probably the only scrubs brand that I still get. I do try to stick to particular styles, sizes, the newer stuff. This is a size large. I don't know the exact style of this, but we would have looked it up. And in general, they sell for about $20 to $25 for us. That has a small spot on it that we will get. And then the last flawed, well, needs washed item we got before I dive into the other stuff that doesn't need washed is a North Face, also a brand that's pretty oversaturated, honestly, so I'm very specific. But outerwear in this brand, usually I'm looking for their puffer coats or their rain jackets, and those tend to perform well for me. This is a women's size medium, and it is a long sleeve rain jacket. somebody wanted this, and I know that it's going to sell really well. Something that is longer length is something that people are seeking after right now, so it might be a factor if you see it in something you wouldn't normally get, but it's longer length, that you would consider picking it up. All right, these are all of my needs washed items. Now let's dive into the regular items. I'm just gonna grab a bin here. Pretty good day. I think we ended up with about 45 items. I have a couple pieces back here that we're holding for spring. Some of my friends at the bins gave us stuff. I'm deciding whether I'm gonna hold them until spring or not, because they're really nice maxi length dresses. And so I got a couple things I won't be able to show you guys today, but just know we are starting, not something I used to do, but starting to pick up some pieces that perform well for us every single year and potentially holding them until spring. We will be listing spring before you know it, because we like to stay really ahead of a season when buyers actually start shopping. So probably within the next couple of months we're gonna get them listed anyways, but kind of just going back and forth on whether we're gonna hold on to those or not. Let me know down in the comments. This is something new I'm doing. Do you guys hold on to stuff ahead of seasons? It is not something I have previously done, and I definitely don't want to go hog wild on it, because I think that's really easy to do. Invest a lot of money into stuff that potentially might not actually have a good sell-through rate when the time comes about. However, stuff that consistently sells very well for us every single year, those are the things that we are picking up in advance. We're going to test out and see how it goes. All right, this was a really great pickup. This is LL Bean, which is one of my favorite brands to get in more substantial pieces like outerwear. Do not skip on this brand. Not in everything, obviously, but they do have some really great key pieces. This specific style of coat is performing very well. This is a women's size small. As we just talked about it being a longer length, this would be an example of this as well. I'm actually going to use penny lane as a keyword because it has almost all the factors in a penny lane coat. It's got the fur trim just about everywhere and is a really excellent style to look for. People are looking for coats like these. This one's faux suede too, so it's not going to go for as much, but still a great style. And being an LL Bean, I think we're going to list that one for about $50 to $60, which is a little bit on the lower end of penny lane coat. However, since this one is missing a couple areas of fur trim, a hood, and it's not real suede, I just dropped the price a little bit, but $50 to $60, still great. All right, this one was a style-based pickup. This is the brand Rabbit Designs. I've sold quite a this brand in the past. However, the sell-through rate has gone down quite a bit, so we're only looking for key styles. This one is very on trend. It's got that Y2K baby doll empire waist here. It's got a cute little flare sleeve, sheer sleeves, and then the biggest factor that I wanted to get this dress for was this asymmetric hem. So all of these factors combined make this a very Y2K fairy dress. And yeah, I think I'm going to list this one for about $35. It doesn't have every single factor that I'm looking for in the hot ticket bolo fairy dress. It's missing a few details, so because of that, I'm going to price this a little bit lower. But some of those fairy dresses that do have everything, we have been listing for even like $75, $85, and they've been selling. It's really important if you guys find a bolo, whether that is a high sell-through rate item, high ASP item, or a style-based great bolo, if it's missing a factor or it has a potential flaw, consider that in your pricing. If you're pricing it the way you normally would for things that aren't missing factors or don't have flaws, it's not going to sell. So have to be very price competitive when something isn't quite hitting the mark. Next up, this is another style-based pickup. This is the brand Express. I don't normally pick up Express. It's just not typically a brand I get, but they do make a lot of very on-trend style pieces. This one is a very witchy, whimsy goth vibe top. It's got a lot of sheer details, which surprisingly is very trendy right now. It does have the lining underneath in the bust area. Otherwise, it is sheer all over. It's got some nice lacy, dainty details. I'm going to use keywords whimsy goth, maybe even Victorian with this, and maybe even like dark coquette. This is another style-based pickup. This is the brand Pendleton. In general, Pendleton does not perform very well for me unless it's what they're known for, which are their wool pieces. However, some of their plus size tops and sweaters have performed well for me in the past. So this is kind of why we considered getting this in first place, is because it's a size 2X. However, the ultimate deciding factor, because it was just cotton and not wool, is that it is a very cottage core sweater. The style really pulled it through. It is very grandma-esque, but it also has some nice dainty floral details embroidered on. And so we use the keywords cottage core with this one, and I think we're going to list this for around $30. All right, this is more bread and butter. This is just Old Navy, but any kind of men's cardigan is selling well for me. It is a category that I rely on every single year. This is a very nautical, preppy looking academia men's cardigan, again just by Old Navy, not one I would seek after, but at the bins I'm going to try it out. I'm going to just probably list this one for $20 to $25. You would be surprised at how many mall brands in men's cardigans perform extremely well in fall and winter. Banana Republic, Express, these different brands that you wouldn't normally get in men's cardigans can be good, so make sure you at least do a comp on them. Alright, I found Lululemon at the bins, so of course we're not going to say no to Lululemon leggings at the bins. These are the full length as well. If they were crop, I might potentially have left them behind. Just because of the season, I will have to do an exact comp on what style, but they do feel like a newer style and they are in excellent condition. At least 25. Oh, we got more Lululemon. I had a couple of my employees with me today, so they found some stuff too. Ooh, these ones actually have some bleach marks, and I don't know if that's going to come out, but we will try to wash it. But anyways, this is a Lululemon t-shirt. I'm just going to set that to the side. This is a Bolo brand that you want to know that does have a great sell-through rate. It is Cotopaxi. This is a pair of, I believe, men's size small joggers. I found the exact style name of these, but I can't remember what it was. I think these were going to go for around $50. This is a very expensive outdoorsy brand. They make stuff like you wouldn't think outdoorsy stuff would look like red fleece with contrast blue drawstrings, but very good brand. Keep your eye out for it. They also make tops and stuff like that. Another great Bolo brand, especially for this time of the year. I actually found two of these today. This is Smart Wool. I pick up anything Smart Wool, like all of it sells for me. This is a pair of women's leggings, and they're known for their wool stuff. So this is a merino wool blend pair of leggings with a fleece lining. Excellent condition. I'll probably look up this exact style, but they feel like almost brand new. Here's their little logo. I would expect probably at least 30, if not closer to 40 for these. Love that brand. Any brand that makes wool-based layers, you definitely want to look up. Almost all of them are good. Here is another category similar to men's cardigans that performs well in fall and winter in just about any brand, including mall brands. It's going to increase sell-through rate and the value for you. Doesn't mean you should pick up every single thing you come across in this category. No, it does not, but it should at least lead you to comp the item. This is just Gap. Definitely not a brand I would suggest picking up. It is new with tags, but they are men's thermal shirts. So this is a Gap men's thermal waffle knit shirts. It's also a Henley, and I saw some pretty decent comps on these, plus mine's new with tags. I'm not going to try to drive the market up too much just because it is Gap, and I'm going to list that for around $25. Sold all kinds of brands in thermals like that. Express, Banana Republic, Ralph Lauren's another really good one. There's a ton of mall brands in a thermal shirt or a thermal Henley that can perform well. They don't go for a lot, like 25 bucks. but they can be quick flips for you, and they are something everyone's passing on. More figs at the bins. Again, we'll have to look up the exact style on these, but they're in great condition, and I'm gonna guess that'll sell for $25. This is more of a style-based pickup. This is the brand Croft and Borrow, not one I would memorize. Kind of a factor stacking slash style-based situation. So not picking up a lot of dresses right now. As I mentioned, we're holding stuff for spring, but this is an example of something that I would get in winter just because of the darker color, the vibe of it, and the fact that it is a longer length. So size large. It is a maxi length dress, and as you can see, it's got very dark floral paisley features, very like celestial, whimsy goth vibes to it, fairy grunge. It also has these sheer mesh sleeves, so a nice sheer detail, and it has the baby doll empire waist as well. So for all those reasons, I grabbed this one, but this is definitely the styles that people are looking for right now. I'm probably gonna list that for around $35. Again, with some more LL Bean, one of my favorite bread and butters for fall and winter. This one's a men's size large. It is a shacket, and this shacket is actually lined, so that is also going to increase the value of this item. It's like a little plaid flannel lined shacket. Shackets are trendy every single year. Stands for shirt jacket. I would say probably 30 to 35 bucks. Great bread and butter. Also great bread and butter. This is pretty much the only thing that I get in Fabletics are the men's bottoms. Their shorts had a 100% sell-through rate this summer. They no longer have 100% sell-through rate because we're moving into fall and winter, but we are still grabbing them. And then their pants do pretty good as well. I try to only get the ones that have the actual tag still attached. Otherwise, you have to estimate size, and I would just rather not do that. So this is Fabletics pair of men's shorts. These will probably sell for about 20 bucks. Also, the quick flip, this is Patagonia, one of the Capilene base layers. I'm usually able to sell these regardless of comps for about 20 bucks. So that's what I'm going to list this one for. It's a little t-shirt with a graphic. Love picking up plus sizes at the bins because they are really great at driving average cogs down while still providing a ton of profit for me because it is one of our best selling categories in our store. This is Tea by Talbots. Talbots is one of my favorite plus size brands to pick up. They have a really good following. This is a size 3X, which is a great size, and it is also a more substantial piece. Got a few things going for it. Feels brand new. These are a pair of Free People Movement joggers. It's possible that this exact style maybe has a better sell-through rate or goes for more than the other ones, but in general, Free People Movement joggers do not have the best sell-through rate. I picked these up because I am going to quick sale mine for a more competitive price. I think I'm going to list these for 20 bucks and see if I can move them, but they're a pair of really nice neutral colored, in excellent condition, pair of Free People Movement joggers. This is Eileen Fisher, one of my favorite brands, and this is a really nice knit, oversized knit, sleeveless. I guess you could call it a vest or maybe even just a sweater. I love selling Eileen Fisher. This is 100% hemp, so more of a summery piece, but I could totally see somebody in like Florida where it's still pretty warm right now picking up something like this to feel like it's more fall because it's knit. And honestly, I've seen a ton of girls wearing sleeveless knit stuff right now. Like, it's a trend. I'd have to do a comp on that, but I'm guessing between 30 and 40 bucks. This is another one, a dress that I was going back and forth on. Do I list it now? Do I wait till spring? I might wait, we'll see, but it is Emerson Fry. This is a good brand to be on the lookout for. They're still retails for a ton, and they do have a pretty decent following. Like I said, this is kind of out of season right now, so I definitely feel like I could get more money for it if I waited, but I haven't decided if I'm going to go ahead and list this or not. They make these very oversized, like caftan, loungy style dresses. Haven't decided. What would you do? Would you list this now or would you wait? I sell comps on Emerson Fry dresses going anywhere from like $40 to over $100, so I need to Google for an exact comp. Another plus size piece, this is Woman Within. I've mentioned it before, but I've been experimenting with this brand. The experiment's going pretty well, so I'm able to drive the price up a little bit on this. I do just try to make sure that I have, you know, 2X, 3X, 4X, and it has something going for it. It's not just super plain. So this is a size 3X. It's got the dark floral colors, and I'm going to list this for $25. If that sounds crazy to you, it also sounded crazy to me for a while, but we've been testing things out with one of our best-selling categories in our store and trying to slowly drive the market up to see if buyers will still buy at a $25 price point, and they are. Next up, this brand is similar to the Smart Wool leggings that I showed you. It is Ibex. This is another wool one to be on the lookout for. This is a sweater. I can't tell if it's men's or women's, but either way, I still wanted to get it. This brand is well known for their wool pieces. I think I should be able to get probably 30 to 40 for that. This is a by Anthropologie piece. It's their house line. I am being a little bit more picky with Anthropologie lately. I'm trying to be very seasonal, like keep seasons in mind, instead of just picking up, little tank tops just because I found out the bins. So this was a very seasonally appropriate one. It gives that very clean girl aesthetic, maybe potentially old money aesthetic, just because of the white, the very simple but really nice features of this. It's also ribbed and has a dolman sleeve. The dolman sleeve is when the sleeve goes out like this. I need to look up exact styles still, but I'm guessing at least 25. This is another style-based pickup. This isn't a brand I would memorize, but this is very cool. I guess let me button it up for you. Okay, this is a sweater vest, and this falls under the cottagecore aesthetic, so that's the main reason that I wanted to grab it. It's got some very nice texture details, and it also has dainty floral details, plus it buttons. I'll use the keywords grandma, and like I said, cottagecore is the main driver of why I wanted to get this. I'm gonna probably list that for around 30. All right, we have a pair of men's Fabletics pants. I made sure that we have the actual size tag with all the info on it. These I will probably list at around $25. They're very similar to some of Lululemon styles, which I think is why even though Fabletics was not as pricey, it still has a good following in the men's department. Next up, I found New Attack Spanx. Spanx has been one of my best-selling brands for a while, and they've started putting out some regular clothing looking stuff recently. So this is a Spanx New Attacks women's top. This also gives me the clean girl, old money aesthetic. So I'll use those keywords with this one. I'm just going to market this for $25 because that's what the market is saying on comp. This was more of a factor stacking / style based pickup. This is Land's End. I just did a deep dive on Land's End for my own purposes, and I saw that corduroy was doing well in Land's End. Barn coats, chore coats are very trendy in any brand right now. This was both corduroy and had the barn coat / chore coat vibes. It's not technically one because there's no canvas, but the shape and the pockets all scream it. So it's kind of like a lightweight shirt jacket with the barn and chore style. So you can see the different pockets here. There's also one up here. So I'm going to use the keywords barn and chore with this, and I'm going to label this as a corduroy shacket. I'm still probably only going to list it for about 25 bucks. But those factors combined should help to drive that to a $25 sale. Another plus size, this is Catherine's. It's a size 4X, and it is a lightweight cardigan. Good comps actually on this size and these cardigans. I'm going to list that for $25. This is another plus size piece. It is Torrid. This is just a size 1X. I'm very, very picky on Torrid, and I try to stick to their very goth stuff, or sometimes their rainbow stuff, and also sometimes just like their dark floral grungy stuff. This one's definitely a goth piece with the hook and eye closure all the way up to front. Plus it has kind of a little witchy vibe with sleeves. So I'll use all of those keywords and I'll sell that for hopefully $25. This is another kind of like factor stacking piece. Fair Isle and Nordic prints right now are going to be very trendy. That's also something that can drive up a mall brand for you. This is Talbot's. I've mentioned before, but I try to stick to plus sizes in Talbot's. However, I do make some exceptions for trendy things. In this case, this is a wool blend Fair Isle sweater with some mixed patterns to it. And traditionally, stuff like this does very well for me. I also like that the Fair Isle carries down to the sleeve. So those are all reasons that I wanted to grab this one. I'm probably going to list this just for $25 to $30. A great factor stacking piece. This does not feel high quality. However, it is a brand that is awesome. which is Reformation. I've never found anything Reformation that didn't sell super quick for me, even if it's just a $25 flip. This one I think will go for a little bit more. It is a size 0 women's top. Very traditional style of Reformation. They have these coquette milkmaid style tops. For that reason, being what they're known for, I think this will go for a little bit more. I've sold tops like these for $35 to $40 on average. I'll find the exact style, but Reformation is definitely a brand that you want to know about. All right, we have some more Free People. This one is a size large. Size large and extra large and Free People like have a way better following than the smaller sizes. Consider that if you're someone who's given up on it. This is also a more substantial piece, very on trend with the sheer crochet details and super oversized. I need to look up this exact style, but I am guessing at least 30 bucks for that. This brand has been trending quite a bit, and I did know that some of their key pieces can flip on the pre-owned market. It is Halara. They make very athletic but dressy looking stuff, kind of the vibe that every company seems to be going for. And these are a pair of pants. I did look up this exact style. I can't remember what it's called now, but it actually had really great comps in the size, kind of like a resort wear look. I was going to list these for $20 to $25 surprisingly for pre-owned Halara. I'll let you guys know how that goes, but there are some Halara pieces in specific styles that can perform well. Here is another pair of men's Fabletics shorts. The tag was here. They're very similar to Lululemon, just at a more affordable price. Fabletics women's stuff, nothing sells for me, but Fabletics men's bottoms do. All right, this is another piece of smart wool that we found. This one's a pair of shorts, which surprisingly still had great comps during this time of the year, probably because they have the wool base layer on it. Here's that logo again. I think my employee who found this said these were going for about 35 bucks. Some more Lululemon. This is a little like bra crop top. It might be the Align crop top, I'm not sure. We've got to look it up, but was not going to say no to that. At the bins, probably a $20 to $25 flip. This is an Anthropologie piece, and it is like a short sleeve kind of poncho style, which I would normally stray away from, but it has some cashmere in it, so we wanted to get it. It is Angel of the North. Some of these older Anthropologie pieces, I was doing a deep dive on these the other day. They actually have a lot of as seen on TV, old Y2K Anthropologie pieces. A lot of them are short sleeve sweaters, so now I've been looking everything up. But like I said, this one had cashmere in it, and it does have some cool like metallic details, fringe at the bottom. Even if I only get 25 for this, that was still a great pickup for me. This is another Free People item. This is a newer label, We the Free, size medium, very oversized, just grungy t-shirt. I'll look up the exact style. I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. If it is, we'll price it higher, but I'm not expecting more than 25 for that. And the last item is a really cool Y2K men's hoodie. This brand that I did comps on the other day and I was pretty surprised about. Not 100% sell-through rate. However, the ones that are selling for like crazy amounts, and I think I've got a good one here. So it is Volcom. Very Y2K like skater brand. This one has all over really cool print. It was called Creepy Teeth. Very on trend with the purple and neons. Also for fall. I think I was gonna list this for like, it's not super thick, so I'm gonna again keep that in mind on pricing to stay competitive. But I think I'm going to list this for like $40 to $50. Some of them are going for $80 if you've got the more thicker ones that are like lined with fur and stuff. Volcom Y2K men's hoodies. Definitely check them out if you come across them. Alright guys, so that is the end of today's thrift haul. I hope that you guys are enjoying learning about the different high sell-through rate bolos, the brands to look for, but I hope that you're also enjoying the factor stacking and the style-based flips as well. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite to watch in the thrift hauls? Do you guys prefer learning brands, style-based, or what factors to look for? I have been slowly becoming accustomed to going to the bins more frequently. It's dramatically dropped my cost of goods, and it is a strategy that I'm using for Q4 to keep my cost of goods lower. I've still been shopping at regular thrift stores, so I do have some times where my cost of goods are higher, but going to the bins, even if it's just once or twice a week, really helps to drastically increase the amount of money that I have tied up when I am investing into sourcing. Just a tip I thought I'd share with you if you guys are feeling the strain of your cost of goods and you want to make them lower, just incorporating the bins once or twice a week can really go a long way. All right, you guys, that is it for today. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.